Ladies and gentlemen, Lab After Dark is starting shortly. Lab After Dark is starting soon.
Hi, Jen. There you are. Martha, good to see you. Not today, Satan. Jovi, it is incredible to see you. I know that this is a little earlier than usual, so I'm glad that at least you're here. I know you watch, and thank you for always commenting. Gabby missed. Samantha. What's up, Samantha? Good to see you. I don't know. I mean, we could probably call him Miss Kelsey. So we got 3 mods in the house. 3 deep, baby. Who else do we got? R, good to see you. How are you? Trouble. What's up, Nanya?
Lab After Dark is starting soon.
Tropicana, good to see you. How are you? Tracy, good to see you.
I was actually just shutting down the feed, but whatever, you know.
What happened, Nunya? Did you go dancing with wolves or something? What happened there? What'd you do? You went dancing with wolves? Feel the chi, repulse the monkey. Part the wild horse's mane. I got my Harry Potters on tonight, folks. I'm rocking the Harry Potters.
Lab After Dark starts now.
What are you gonna do about it, man? What's happening? Welcome to Lab After Dark, where it is usually always dark after. Not today, Satan is making fun of me. Earlier tonight, carried out the death penalty man convicted. Earlier tonight, my state carried out the death penalty. Are you? It's either South Carolina or Tennessee. Which one is it? I'm not. I honestly don't know. Oh no, Alabama. Oh, that was close. 1993. Yeah, somebody. I think Tennessee just got rid of somebody from like 1988. Some absurd amount of time to where I mean, you know, just it's kind of a lot, but Josh's tribe. Nah, this is your tribe. You guys are in charge here. If you think that I'm in charge of this, I am not. I simply show up. And then what happens, and, you know, wherever the chips fall, let them. Well, speaking of falling chips, it looks like the NBA's got a major problem on their hands. I mean, they got a player was just arrested for point shaving. What is this, 1972? Kelsey says she's in charge. What is this, 1972? You know, and it's mob related. I don't know if any of you have heard this, but there's a coach and a player. The player's name is Terry Rozier. He sucks. And he apparently was was point shaving and giving information out, special information out that wasn't supposed to be given. But Terry Rozier is a pile of shit. And then but I personally, I don't know how you feel about him or if you even know who he is, but Chauncey Billups was all Chauncey Billups. Let me bring him up here really quick. I've always been a major fan of Chauncey Billups. Chauncey Billups, a Hall of Fame basketball player, one of the best point guards to ever play. Beat the Lakers, I believe, in 2004 to win an NBA championship. He was part of the very dominant Detroit Pistons basketball team. And this is very disappointing, you know, to hear, you know, it's disappointing to hear, to say the least. Now, this also kind of goes back to what we talked about the other day on the lab with McDonough when the fella called in and was talking about trying to get your reputation back. Good luck. The NBA will not touch them after the scandal, right or wrong, good or bad, guilty or not guilty. They just won't. The NBA cannot suffer. They're already going to get a ton of shit for not suspending Terry Rozier. Point shaving is trying to cover the spread, not necessarily tanking the games, but trying to cover the spread so the people who bet on the games come out on top. Oh, you're a Blazers season ticket holder? Oh, wow. That's wild. That, I mean, really, really is. It could. I mean, it's going to be a big deal. I mean, it already is, really, to be honest with you. Let me see.
Portland.
Yeah, listen to this.
Trailblazers head coach Chauncey Billups is facing charges in an illegal gambling operation. Sources say he was arrested as part of an illegal poker ring tied to the mafia.
What? I mean, the mafia. That's insane.
He's expected to
I didn't even know the mafia still existed,
make his
to be
first
honest
court
with you.
appearance in Oregon later today.
The Gambino family? Hey, Cash Patel on he's talking about who Gambino family? Who is this? That's Chauncey Billups. the Gambino family. What the hell? How does that happen? I guess what happens is you become a degenerate gambler. Yeah, he's the head basketball coach. Chauncey Billups is the guy I just talked about. He's a Hall of Fame basketball player, NBA champion, and has been the head coach of the Portland Trailblazers for some time. And so he's accused of running backroom mafia style, or being involved in backroom mafia style card games. Have you ever seen The Sopranos, when they would all hold those card games, and those high stake card games? And Frank Sinatra Jr. would be involved, or whoever was involved, and he was not necessarily, I don't know if he was in charge of it, but he was connected to it. And a lot of times what happens is when people start falling, no matter how much money these guys have, when the mafia gets their hooks in you, and maybe you owe somebody, or, you can make millions of dollars and still just blow it all. And that's what he's done. It sounds like, allegedly. So, well, gambling is I don't know. Well, it sounds like there's going to be a lot more. It sounds like there's going to be more arrests, which wouldn't be surprising in the least. But if you're gambling with that, anything that involves the mob, but it's not only that. The NBA, I can guarantee you, the NBA doesn't give one crap about his backroom gambling with the mafia. They don't, trust me, they don't care. I looked in the indictment earlier. What the NBA is going to care about is that he was allegedly sharing, information of players who were going to sit or play. So, and which included some of LeBron. Those guys changed the line in Vegas in a major way. If somebody's not going to play and he has knowledge of that ahead of time and he's giving it to bookmakers, then it's a big friggin' deal for the NBA, because the NBA has already been hit with scandals. Tim Donahue, a referee who was accused and tried and then convicted of point shaving. The issue isn't going to be the backroom gambling. The issue is also going to be with Terry Rozier, who plays for the Miami Heat. Once again, I reiterate, he sucks. But the thing is, he's been under investigation for over a year, and the NBA knew it and still allowed him to play. Now, you're going to say, well, innocent until proven guilty, Josh. And I agree with that. But the NBA doesn't have to go by those rules. If he is at all responsible for the things that he's being accused of, and he had been under federal investigation, which the FBI had told Adam Silver, and it is a big deal, because I don't know if you've ever heard, but everybody says that the NBA is rigged. I don't believe it's rigged, but when you hear stuff like this is a major credibility issue for the NBA. Chauncey Billups was one of my favorites growing up. I watched him play a lot. And I just always... So I don't know what... All of this will come out in the wash. A couple people have already pled guilty to charges related to this. So it's going to be an interesting thing to kind of follow on. NBA could have put his contract under suspend. They should have suspended him while the investigation was going on. That's what I'm saying. Like that's why people don't really have faith in, they say, oh, games were rigged. Not unlike when the Houston Astros were stealing signs with a video camera and then relaying what pitch was coming to a batter by whacking the side of a trash can. So if it was a fastball and they knew a fastball was coming because they could see the catcher put it down, well, all of a sudden you would hear somebody start banging on the side of a trash can. No joke. Bam, 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 bam. And then they're like, oh, here comes a fastball. And it worked. So now in baseball, they have what they call the pitch comm. And the pitch comm has sort of eliminated sign stealing. Don't forget, Pete Rose totally defamed. Well, I mean, Pete Rose did admit to gambling on sports. He did. I mean, he actually did it. All right, here we go.
Day. Meanwhile, Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier is facing charges in a separate federal sports betting investigation. He's one of 6 people charged with using inside information to place illegal bets on basketball games. ABC's Andrew Dimbert is following both of those stories for us. Hi, Andrew. What's the latest on these arrests?
Well, Diane, this sent shockwaves through the NBA. On the same day, you have a head coach of a major NBA franchise arrested, along with an all-star guard. And while these incidents are not related, they are both tied to illegal gambling. Let's start with Terry Rozier. His allegations,
a baseball player, this just happened with a baseball player too,
stem from back in 2023 in his time with the Charlotte Hornets, and apparently an unexpected surge in prop bets in a game that Rozier played in. Prop bets are essentially, you bet on a player's performance, not necessarily the outcome of a game. Now, Rozier's attorney has long maintained that the NBA did an investigation and found no wrongdoing. He was then traded to the Miami Heat. He played in a bunch of games last season. He's in the final year of his near $100 million contract, but was arrested shortly after the Miami Heat season opener last night, where he did not play.
Why does anybody need to gamble when they have $100 million contract? That makes it's just beyond logic. It doesn't make any sense. And wow. $100 million contract. What the hell are you doing? Chauncey Billups probably, I don't even know what his contract is. The contract salary. What is his salary? Because it's all, okay. So in April, Chauncey Billups just signed an extension with the Portland Trailblazers because he is a fantastic basketball mind. So in April 20, apparently a degenerate gambler too. In April 2025, Chauncey Billups signed a multi-year contract extension to remain the head coach of the Portland Trailblazers. The financial terms of the new deal were not disclosed, but received a pay raise from $4.7 million. So he made $4.7 million. Which he's probably up in the $6 or $7 million range per year. I mean, if you're making $6 million a year and you're gambling, you got some serious issues, dude. I mean, like the most issues. That's a wild thing to do. And it's all pissed away now. Now they have to defend themselves in federal court. Good luck. It should be a blast. It's going to cut. Look what it did to Diddy. Diddy only got 4 years, but I mean, his empire is done. Nobody's going to want to touch the guy when he comes out. And why would you? You'd probably slip right off of his slippery ass. And, it's just it's a terrible thing. And now the NBA has a major problem. Again, I didn't think that this was possible. You would, dude. Anybody would be like, Diddy, can I get a autograph? And they're like, yeah. And then they hand him the pen and it just slips. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Or whatever he does. I don't know what he does. It's a major addiction. There's no, now I don't even know who you guys are anymore. This sucks. Of course it can be an addiction. There's no doubt. Of course it is. But once again, yeah, how does that happen with the mafia? I mean, I honestly thought once wiretaps and stuff like that, I didn't even know that the Gambino family was around anymore. The mafia is not what it used to be. Maybe they just go about it differently now, I guess. I don't know. But the Gambino family, I mean, didn't that shit end in the 60s and 70s? Wasn't that, who was that? Gotti? I thought Gotti put an end to all that stuff. It's very interesting. I am curious to see who the, you shouldn't be able to, you can't bet on your own sport, but you shouldn't, players shouldn't be gambling in general, like on any sports. But that now you have all these legal betting avenues that people do, and it's incessant. And I hear it all the time. When I was getting my haircut, they were talking about parlays, get a little action, a little parlay, little over under, cover the spread. I don't even like, I don't know what really much of that stuff is. Covering the spread. I thought covering the spread meant that you put like some napkins over the cheese and crackers on the table so fruit flies don't get to it. That's what I thought covering the spread was. And they just have all these little fancy names, and it's kind of stupid, to be honest, that people end up in this situation. Yes, cover the spread. I'm sure there's a corn dog joke in there somewhere. I'm sure Chris McDonough will have a fantastic time with that. He hit me with the corn dogs again the other night. He does that a lot. He loves the corn dog stuff. Corn dogs. I haven't had a corn dog in like months, maybe over a year. You know, it's exactly like insider trading. I haven't had a corn dog in months, maybe more like a year. Seriously. But, you know, I knew he was going to hit me with it too. Yeah, right. Show us your freezer. Never. That was it. He saw me eat. No, he didn't see me eat one. He saw me eat two. He saw me eat two of them, but all right, let's listen just a little more.
FBI Director Kash Patel is expected to officially announce charges any minute now, really. What are you watching for there?
Well, especially in the Rozier incident. Is this an isolated incident? Is this the beginning of the investigation?
Let me hear.
This is breaking news.
That breaking news, brand new video shows Trailblazers head coach Chauncey Billups leaving federal court. He appeared before a judge on charges of money laundering and wire fraud conspiracy. The FBI says he's involved in a massive illegal gambling scheme. The case involves millions of dollars, the mafia, and dozens of alleged co-conspirators, including other big names in the NBA. The indictment against Billups was filed in the Eastern District of New York. Billups is set to appear in federal court in Brooklyn tomorrow.
Which is, I mean, he's screwed. The Eastern District of New York is one of the most aggressive jurisdictions in all the land of tax evasion, illegal gambling. But the Eastern District of New York is notoriously known to have hard-nosed prosecutors that prosecute these kinds of crimes. And they are ruthless when it comes to it. So Chauncey's probably screwed in a major way. He'll never be back in the NBA, I could imagine. Even if he's acquitted, they won't touch him with a 10-foot pole. Right or wrong, fair or not. I mean, he's indicted, so they have to have something to go off of. But it's just, it's over for him. I'm telling you.
Thanks for joining us for KT News at 4. I'm Ray Gazaway.
And I'm Deborah Knapp. At this hour, Billups is on leave and the Blazers have named an interim head coach. So here's what you need to know right now. There are two operations under investigation. One about rigged poker games in which federal prosecutors say Billups participated in high-stakes games that allowed the mafia to steal millions of dollars from unsuspecting people. The other's about illegal betting on NBA games. They say bettors got non-public information which helped them win big. A guard for the Miami Heat, Terry Rozier,
Hit
was
that like
arrested
button on the
that
way in,
case,
please.
and the Trailblazers are named as one of the teams bet upon. Billups is not named specifically in that case. However, the description of co-conspirator number 8 does reference a player and eventual coach that matches Billups' description.
K2 News is on your side with live team coverage tonight. Over the next few minutes, we'll break down the allegations, Billups' appearance in federal court this afternoon,
cross-eyed.
where the team stands now, and how fans are reacting just as this new season gets underway.
Let's start with K2's Thanvi Verma live outside the federal courthouse in downtown Portland. And Thanvi, you just saw Billups leave the courthouse.
That's right, Deb. So Chauncey Billups just walked out of the courthouse. I asked him point blank whether he defrauded victims out of millions of dollars. He said nothing at all. He kept his composure. A few hours ago, a judge authorized his release on certain conditions, including what they're saying is a substantial bond, and by they, I mean the prosecution, and a prohibition on gambling. Portland Trailblazers head coach Chauncey.
Wow, Chauncey Billups. God.
Billups indicted for allegedly taking part in a scheme that defrauded victims out of at least $7 million. That's according to United States Department of Justice. Billups, alongside over 24 people, allegedly put together rigged poker games in which they'd trick people out of their money. In a press conference held Thursday, the assistant director for the FBI New York field office explained.
Victims were attracted to play alongside well-known professional athletes and coaches like Chauncey Billups, only to be unknowingly deceived through rigged shuffling machines, fixing the odds in their favor, as alleged.
When it comes to technology, that's not all. The DOJ alleges the defendants had
Congratulations on your new job. That's awesome.
card analyzers that utilize technology loaded onto decoy cell telephones that could surreptitiously detect which cards were on the table, and playing cards that had markers visible only to individuals wearing specifically, or rather specially designed contact lenses or sunglasses. And coming up at 5 p.m., we break down allegations of the mafia's involvement. Reporting live in downtown, Thanvi Verma, K2 News.
Thanvi, thank you. We want to turn our attention now to K2 Sports Director Tyree Smith, live in Tualatin at the Blazers practice facility.
And Tyree, the Blazers did practice today. They were supposed to have a regular media availability, but they...
You remember, I don't know if you do or not, but the Black Sox scandal in the early 1900s with when Shoeless Joe Jackson, a lot of the Black Sox, because they didn't make a lot of money back then, were paid, I think it was paid by the Mafia to throw the World Series, which was 9 games back then. And, the story goes that Shoeless Joe Jackson had a great World Series, even though the Black Sox blew the World Series intentionally. And there was the story of he was coming out of court, and this little kid looked up at him and said, "Say it ain't so, Joe. Say it ain't so." Like a little 9-year-old kid. Can you imagine what a 9-year-old kid would say today? 6'7", bitch, or something stupid like that. Or I don't know, something like that. Well, who cares what Joe said? Joe's a liar.
Canceled. So what can you tell us about what you've seen out there and what we know about this new interim head coach?
Yeah, right. I mean, that's basically about it. They had practice today.
Gang, did you bet on my team? Did you? I don't know what they say.
We're supposed to have media availability, but they canceled. And we've been outside this practice facility live streaming all day long, and it's been exactly what you expect. I mean, you could just...
Oh, you mean not true that the kid said it, or that he didn't throw the World Series? He maintained his innocence. Yes, and there was substantial evidence to suggest that he didn't throw the World Series because of his numbers. but he still got asked by the little boy. They so Joe.
Let's take a look right here. We were able to get some faces of players and some staff members just kind of coming out and seeing if we could get a reaction from their coach, who is basically in the biggest scandal in Blazers history. We couldn't get any comment, but we got a lot of sad faces and confused looks. They're hurt by this news. And on top of that, they have to go play a game tomorrow at the Moda Center versus the Golden State Warriors at 7 p.m. Questions will be asked, and at about 5:15 at home games, that's typically when the head coach for the team comes and speaks to the media. Tiago Splitter, who is now the interim head coach, will probably be taking that place. So potentially, not sure yet, might be hearing from him at 5:15 tomorrow before the press conference. But folks, it's definitely a tough deal for these players. It's a players-led coach, and now they got to figure out how to go 81 games. Yesterday was just the first one. 81 games for the rest of the season without their head coach, with this hanging over their heads. And there's still so many more questions to be asked, and there's so much more for us to find out. And we'll have a lot more for you on K2 News at 5. Stick around, because this story is just the beginning. All right, Deb?
Tyree Smith, thank you for that. It's been a roller coaster of emotions for fans over the last 24 hours, from celebrating the start of that new season to now the arrest of the head coach.
Yeah, it was like 1919
So K2's Guillermo
or something.
Mota is live at the Moda Center for us tonight. Guillermo, how are fans?
Is that not the early 1900s? What would be considered the early 1900s? 1919 would be, 1919 would constitute the early 1900s. Am I wrong?
At Jovi64 donated $5 through Super Chat. Starting off the goal, collision emoji, collision emoji.
Thank you. It was like 1919. It was like during the First World War. It was a long time ago. And Jovi, thank you so much for your donation. It is always great to see. I'm glad that you're glad that you made it live. I know a lot of people go to bed early. Yeah, no, it goes very far back, big time.
Taking the news.
Deb, surprise, just 24 hours ago, like you mentioned, we're out here
How many correspondents do we need now?
talking to fans, having some good time. Fast forward to today, this is what's going on. This is the reality. Head coach Chauncey Billups.
Just Meeks, you think the kid didn't say that? Say it ain't so, Joe. Say it ain't. I mean, come on. He could have said it. I think he said it. I think the little kid was a little narcissist and going, how dare you? Kid probably had money on the game too. Little shit. How dare you?
And what's going on. And talking to fans, several fans
My dad's got to go work in the coal mines again.
today, they're all shocked, surprised, and disappointed, just because they never expected this type of scandal going on with their team. We talked to a fan earlier today who said, this is not only about the Blazers, this is about the future of the league and how the league can be better.
Because of the light of this, I think that the best outcome is to have more restrictions and have more oversight of other teams, because this can't continue. Otherwise, sport like basketball would just be gambling. It's no longer just go see and support your team now. It's just more about money.
Like you mentioned, it's more about basketball. It's more than basketball, and it's about money. And talking about money, fans will be spending their money to come see the Blazers here tomorrow in a huge matchup against the Golden State Warriors. So like Tyree mentioned, we'll be posted here tomorrow to hear more from anyone in the Blazers organization about what's going on. But we'll stay put out here in the Moda Center and around to talk to fans to see what they got to say to us. Live at the Moda Center, Guillermo Mota, KT News.
Guillermo, thank you for that. As we mentioned, there are two separate sports betting schemes. The other case relates to allegedly rigged bets. The suspects are accused of providing inside information about players to co-defendants who used it to place unlawful wagers.
K2 Steve Dunn is tracking this part of the story for us from the live desk. And Steve, Billups is not charged in this case, but court documents describe somebody that matches his description.
Absolutely do, Deb. They say co-conspirator.
What do you mean not charged in the case? He was just in a federal courtroom pleading not guilty or whatever, and had to give up bond, and he's not allowed to gamble anymore, which he wasn't allowed to do what he was doing anyway. So maybe he doesn't care.
8 lived in Oregon, was an NBA player from about 1997 to 2014, was an NBA coach since at least 2021. The Blazers named Chauncey head coach in June of 21. And according to court documents, around March 24th of 23, co-conspirator 8 told the defendant that the Blazers were going to be tanking for draft position. Co-conspirator 8 also allegedly gave inside information that several of the Blazers' best players wouldn't be playing in that game. Reports from that day show that several star players sat out and that the Blazers lost.
Now, when the scandal with Pete Rose was going on, who was he was the manager of the Cincinnati Reds, all-time hits leader, was forbidden to gamble. I mean, they're just not allowed to, and he's forbidden into the I don't know if they changed that. He might be eligible for the Hall of Fame now that he's dead, but because that's what they do a lot. However, he claimed that he only bet on his team to win. And I don't know if that's, how do you prove something? Like, how do you prove something like that? Yeah, he is eligible now. I figured once he died, he would.
A U.S. attorney.
And he should be in the Hall of Fame for his stuff on the field, his play on the field, but his scandal, that scandal just.
Attorney discussed the case this morning.
This scheme is an insider sports betting conspiracy that exploited confidential information about National Basketball Association athletes and teams.
Now, one of the suspects is Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier. He was in court today in Orlando. He was arrested there shortly after the Heat played the Magic last night. Between December of 22 and March of 24, he's accused of sharing information about team rosters. In a statement, Rozier's lawyer said Terry is not a gambler, but he is not afraid of a fight, and he looks forward to winning this fight. Rozier is also accused of faking an injury in March of 23 when he was with the Charlotte Hornets.
The feds have a 90% conviction rate. So you're going to use a significant amount of your contract money that I don't know if you'll get it now anymore. I mean, I'm sure they have the right to void it, but I'm sure, and that'll be fought too.
The non-public information included when specific players would be sitting out future games or when they would pull themselves out early for purported injuries or illnesses.
A former Cleveland Cavaliers player and coach Damon Jones was also arrested in all of this. We'll be following this case and any connection to Portland as it develops. Back to you guys.
Okay, Steve, thank you.
All right, send in the National Guard. I've heard enough. No, I'm just kidding. Wow. What, I don't know. What do you do? He is eligible now. So let's see here. Pete Rose is not yet in the Baseball Hall of Fame, but he is now eligible following MLB's removal of his lifetime ban. Okay. I assumed that once Charlie kicked the bucket that they would probably let him in. Which, I mean, is fair enough, don't you think? When are they going to let Barry Bonds in? Let Barry in, baby. I think Barry needs to be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, I understand. There's a lot of people that aren't sports fans, but I mean, these corruption deals are sort of big. And in other news,
and here at
Think Hodge is going to show up? I'm a sports fan.
At MS Kelch donated $5 through Super Chat.
I don't think so.
Cheese
no.
It Fund.
There we go.
I don't
All
think
right.
this one's new. I don't know.
Yep. Hey.
No, I don't think. I think he mostly like lives on TikTok now. But watch this. Watch this thumbnail. Hold on. It's my favorite. Like that's just random. That's just like a random I wonder what he was like thinking in this present moment. I'm not sure.
And here at
What about a boy? What's the boy's name?
Now,
give me a name.
The only reason that I bring this up again is because apparently, and I don't know this to be fact, but I think him and Nerdy Attic are talking about the Sebastian Rogers case again. And I don't know what I don't know what information has been given about the Sebastian Rogers case. I don't know anything about Nerdy Attic, nor do I care. I know that he sort of dipped his foot in the Summer Wells case, which amounted to I don't know what it amounted to. Nothing, apparently. Nerdy seems to be pointing out the obvious, and now he's being attacked. Well, it's fine. Oh, he got stood up. Why is everybody's name changed again? What is going on with you? Why is YouTube doing this shit? Drives me nuts. I don't get it. That's what, who said that? Nerdy said that. Yeah, let me see here. Hold on. Does Nerdy have a live up
Listed.
about it? Yeah, Nerdy. Inside my partnership with At Night. What's this? So there are two different lives. He's done two of them.
Been found hanging from was fun. All the new friends this evening. A little less stressful tonight. We have Susan Constantine on the backstage. We have Eva joining us from Jacksonville, 7 days sober, and with a sponsor. She's interested in asking Susan some questions tonight. I just got done from a meeting, and it was probably one of the most fun meetings I've ever been to, partly because there was a man with Tourette's who would just randomly yell, "Fuck a chip." Fuck a chip, he'd say from the back of the room. And I and many others were just in tears almost.
Yeah, laughing at a guy with Tourette's. That's awesome.
So Susan's ready. We have an interesting live here. Not a whole lot of content tonight. Most people have already watched these interviews. what I did was submit the interview links with Sebastian's stepfather, his mother, and Seth Rogers.
Oh, okay.
And Susan is on tonight.
Where's the right one? Okay, so I thought this was the first one. Oh, here it is. 8 days. Okay, I got it. My bad.
Have audio working. It has not been disclosed until tonight. Lady Justice, if you are listening, telephone line is up on the screen. That will be the easiest way in about 10 minutes, but I will try launching the Zoom so you can join via video too. So with no further ado, guys, I'm sorry about that. I am ambidextrous with computers, but the Mac and StreamYard, I don't usually use StreamYard. I'm using OBS right now, which is my normal. I love OBS. I hate using StreamYard. Thanks for hanging tight. Here we go.
In Tennessee, we got them girls, grown women, they be popping, they on this shit today. Represent the whole state, you better shake. Take all over my plate, cookouts in the winter and the summer. Freaks be in and out of my home. All I need location and number is the gonna let you be. Hustling.
Can you just start?
Do you know if there's a dam anywhere along here? Is there a dam? How far? He's autistic and he's inclined to go near water. I'm trying to figure out where the dam is. I work for At Night Intelligence, but the night is a K. My probation officer calls me a nightmare with a K. Keep going this way, past the marina.
I'm not sure that way, but if you go here and make a left, go down.
Do you know what what's the dam's name?
Old Hickory.
Old Hick?
Old Hickory Dam.
Old Hickory Dam. I appreciate it, man. Have a peaceful day. This is the street behind Stafford Court. Someone said to check some retention pond or construction, but there's nothing back here. Would you guys be able to hang this up here at your window?
Yes, over here.
Thank you. I work for At Night Intelligence. That's night with a K. My friends call me Sir Render. My probation officer, he says that I'm a nightmare, but with a K.
His friends call him Bend Over. Okay, hold on.
I appreciate it.
What is he? I don't understand what he's doing.
You work here? I have a quick question. There's a missing boy from Hendersonville, and I assume this was taken in a boot barn. But you guys don't sell those kind of sneakers here, all right?
Was he in here?
That's what I'm saying. I think so, but he's holding up a pair of shoes. We thought it was Boot Barn because that's the logo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the store.
That's what I figured. But you guys don't sell sneakers like that. Why would he be holding up sneakers?
Well, we do sell a hiking shoe.
Do you?
How old is that picture?
About a year ago, a year and a half. He's been missing from Hendersonville for over a year.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Sebastian.
Oh, you know Sebastian.
Well, I mean, by he's been plastered everywhere.
Yeah.
But we do carry some like hiking boots. You can go back there and look.
You think that's what he was holding?
Yeah.
Now, would your management be willing to look at? Do you guys have surveillance video from that?
I don't understand what's going on.
I'll ask you one more question. I'll get out of your hair. Did police ever pull the surveillance video from here?
And I would have no idea.
Yeah.
That's been a year ago.
Yeah.
I would have no idea.
But you don't know how long back surveillance video is kept from y'all? Is that like a corporate thing or?
Hey, Kevin. You know how long?
I'm sorry, man.
Corporate keeps the surveillance pictures of in here.
What does he talk about when? I don't care.
Here too, right? Henderson High School.
No, I'm actually a teacher at Ellis Middle School. I just moved here like a year.
That kid's a teacher.
He went missing like over a year ago from Hendersonville. I'm from Florida. There's a high school called Beach High School. Is that closed?
So right now we're actually on fall break. So this whole week we're out of school right now.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. But there's a high school near here too, right? Hendersonville High School.
Hendersonville High School is just across the street. Yeah.
Okay. I appreciate it, man. Have a good day. Do you need me to staple anything? You need me to staple anything? I'm all set now.
It's too steep. Oh no.
Okay, guys, we are finally working. So I wanted to break this down on how I met Chris Proudfoot, how that interaction went, and how we ended up here. Barbecue Lady put me in touch. I had put out on X, formerly Twitter.
Barbie, who the fuck is that?
That I had run out of flyers, and apparently Sebastian's stepfather had some ready to go. So I agreed to meet him, and
oh, I think I got a mean tweet from her.
Expected it just to.
I didn't even know who she was, and she said something about. I was talking about free speech, and I remember getting a message sent from her, and she's like, "But you support so and so and so and so and so," and I was like, "What? What did I do? I have no idea." I didn't even know who she was, to be honest with you. I still don't.
Be an
and nor do I
exchange
care
of
to,
flyers,
by the way.
And we ended up talking for
No
about
offense.
an hour outside, and then it started raining, and we went inside his truck and started talking.
That's right. That's right.
It was a good conversation. Some of the details have been disclosed out on X. We can review them all, but there were 3 areas specifically that he asked me not to broach in the truck, and then in text. Fast forward to the past couple of days, I've been trying to coordinate a live stream with Stephen Crabtree and Sebastian's stepfather. Last night, put it out on Twitter that I was sort of waiting. I'm a perfectionist, if you will. If I schedule someone to come on, I will schedule it the night before.
Well, then you are scheduling wrong stuff with people. If you think that these people give one shit about your time or energy.
Hour went by, and
They
then
don't.
it was getting close to the live stream, and I started feeling disrespected. I put it out on X that I was sitting there waiting for confirmation. Didn't get nothing, and then finally had enough and said, I'm tired of being disrespected, and I'm going to disclose the 3 things that they didn't want disclosed. I was already struggling with it because people in Nerdbird Mafia know that we crowdsource information. This is all about Sebastian. It's about no one else. I don't give a shit. I'm never going to interact with these people in the future. And I don't mean to be crude, but that's where we've landed. We've worked a lot of cases, and working with caregivers is really problematic. So we will start from the beginning. I'm going to go to my Discord notes. think the first thing we spoke about was the polygraph. And sort of, I'm going to put up aerial footage so it gives folks an idea of land. This is Drake's Creek Park, where police searched. It's near creeks. And the three subjects that he didn't want broached were the dogs, Sebastian's behavioral health, and an incident with police. And we're not going to really talk about Sebastian's behavioral health. We know that he's autistic. We know that there are behavioral issues with autistic children, teens, adults. They behave differently, and this stream is not to go over that. We will talk about vaguely, because I think it does connect how some of those behavioral health issues tied into people he knew, meaning connections from school to the neighbors. I don't know where you guys want to start. I don't know if you want to call in or if you want to come in on Zoom, Lady Justice, but that's up to you. The Zoom is open, the telephone line is open, either or works. I'll start with the polygraph. He said that during the investigation, they were going down to the fire station, which was the command post for the search and rescue, which was right down the street, and you'll see it. And I think I showed it on the ground there too, and pointed it out. But when Katie got there, law enforcement surprised her and said, "Look, we're gonna take you for a ride." Right? She had no idea what was happening. They put her in the car. They took her to the station, to an interview room, and asked for a polygraph. She took the polygraph, and then it was asked the same for Sebastian's stepfather and Seth Rogers. It's my understanding Seth Rogers has taken a polygraph on the Nancy Grace show, but there were some issues with it. He had to retake it. Sebastian's stepfather took the polygraph. However, there was one question that he got hung up on, in which he himself disclosed to law enforcement.
I don't know why it's doing this. It's annoying. God. I don't know. I don't know why it keeps doing this shit. It drives me up a wall. I don't understand this. Whatever. I think Seth did pass, but I don't. From what I was told, that he did pass. Yeah. I don't know what is going. I don't know what the hell's going on. Anyway, this live isn't popping, and my shit is messing up again. So, yeah, it's probably my turn to go too. I don't know. I don't know why this keeps happening. It just drives me nuts. But anyway, sorry about that. What the fuck was that sound?
Vertical traffic light emoji, Susie Q73, vertical traffic light emoji, donated $4.99 through Super Chat. Wiener, 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 wiener. Vertical traffic light emoji, Susie Q73, vertical traffic light emoji, donated $4.99 through Super Chat. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious wiener ding wiener ding wiener ding, bellhop bell emoji.
Can you hear me? I thought this ended. I swear to God, I thought it froze out, and I don't even know if you guys can hear me or not. It feels very still. Let me see. I'm trying. I'm trying to work this out. Sucks. All right, you can hear me. Okay. What up? What up, Mary's Pop? Okay, hold on. Let's see if this smoothed out at all. God, this thing's such a pain in the ass sometimes, but did it? I don't know if it did or not. Let me see. Hold on. Driving me nuts. Pissing me off. Trying to hang tough here. We got wieners popping up all over the place. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you guys. I honestly thought it just crashed and shut, and then apparently it hasn't. So here we are, back at it after mathematics. Oh God.
Dude looks like a lady. Da da da. Dude looks like a lady. Da da da. Dude looks like a lady.
He really went south with that second lady. It was really bad. Yeah, I do have a mouse issue. Let me I don't know, dude. Nerdy Addict seems kind of boring. I mean, I don't know the guy. It's just a bunch of rehash shit, probably. Although it doesn't surprise me that he was stood up, and it doesn't surprise me that
Geraldine51 donated $9.99 through Super Chat to help with the goal.
Thank you, Geraldine. That's very kind. Yeah, I mean, you're just going to get met with resistance, and I don't really think that Stephen Crabtree is a great ambassador for Sebastian Rogers' case, and he says that he's not constantly, yet he constantly shoves his head so far up Chris Proudfoot's ass that it's going to be a long time before he can have a colonoscopy. Like, he's like, it's unbelievable. If there's a dude around that Crabtree can look up to, he's going to try to cram his head in their ass. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it's kind of weird. Oh, so he knows about the mouse issue. It kind of does suck, to be honest, but when it's charged up, it's great. When it's going, But when it's not, it sucks. That's what I would, Kelsey. That's exactly what I said. Hold on.
At MS Kelch donated $5 through Super Chat. What's funny is that he really dresses like a woman and sang that song about someone else.
I know. Absolutely. Like, check this out. Hold on. This. Hold on here. Check this out. I mean, that does make it. Gwen, she was here the other day. Lucy, I haven't heard from her in a couple of weeks. And Kat, she's still around too, but she's been having stuff that she's been dealing with apparently. And where are you? That sucks. Which one? Oh, the one that lives with me? I don't know. He's hanging out with his girlfriend, I guess. That's what he said. Young love. La da 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 da. He's probably singing that to her right now. Baby. That song's fire though. Here, I'll show you. I'll show you a dude that looks like a lady. He does. He loves to cross dress for sure. Where is this little bitch at? I'm having trouble finding it. Hold on. I think I have it somewhere here. He really, I mean, yes, that's exactly what he likes to do. He likes to dress like a woman. And it's weird. I think that maybe the bugs have rounded out. Who knows? Who friggin' knows? Here.
When it said, look, I don't know how to answer this. And the question was related to, have you ever lied to authorities or police in the past? And he sort of got caught up with that and explained to them that perhaps he did. Maybe
he lied to me specifically. I'm not law enforcement, but I mean, I don't know if any of you remember that exchange, that very contentious exchange between Chris Proudfoot and I. And I didn't basically call him a liar. I called him a liar because he was lying. More misrepresenting and how would I put this? It was more misrepresenting what was said and then tried to alter it on Smileys. Yes. And it was a lie. I mean, it really was. So I don't really care. I don't really care about being attacked either by anybody. I've been attacked and it really doesn't bother me very much. Hey, I'm Gwen Son. I don't know. What's up, dude? How's your mother? I think she has mentioned you before when she was going through her thing, her medical issue.
it was when he was younger, but there was an anomaly there, I believe, in which he had to explain to law enforcement why that question was problematic. Fast forward, and this is the most significant piece of information, and I'm going to disclose it, and I'm going to put it.
So this is him or me? I don't know who this is.
It out on Twitter now. Roughly 1 year after Sebastian Rogers went missing, law enforcement descended on his residence and executed a search warrant. They seized multiple electronic devices, and this is the interesting part to me. So they confiscated laptops and more. And it's interesting because, again, this is hearsay. This is someone telling me that they had already given over these devices willingly. Okay. So this is the information where I've been saying on X where it's problematic, because you can look at it either way. Those who work true crime have to think about a judge signing off on a search warrant, right? There needs to be probable cause. And I asked,
what do you mean? Like, let go of the fight at the time, or just permanently? I mean, I've never given up on the fight.
asked to see that search warrant or what the probable cause was. And the response was that it's sealed. Police confiscated.
Oh, no. It's still there.
3 cameras.
Oh, because I was on Smiley's. If he was on mine, I would have dug right in, and it would have been terrible for everybody, for all of us. I mean, if it was my show, I would have kept going.
Cameras in addition to,
I mean, I had them in a blender.
All the other electronic devices. Okay.
But
and those
I didn't want to ruin Smiley's show. And, you know, they went on to do a much longer interview, which was fine.
Cameras were added after Sebastian went missing. One of those cameras was from Chris Proudfoot's daughter's room. Apparently they installed a camera in her room after Sebastian went missing.
What's wrong with his audio? Like, why are we all struggling here?
And 2 other cameras. People are saying I'm choppy. Could be bandwidth. I don't know.
Yeah, one thing I'm not going to do is get in. I mean, it was getting to that point. And typically I'm very confrontational when I feel like maybe somebody's not, if they're misrepresenting what was said. And I consider somebody misrepresenting something a lie, but look, I don't have proof of anything. Like I can't just sit there and like say, hey, I think that you know more, but I can't prove that. And like I said, I feel a little different about this case than I do the Wells, but I do feel like there are a lot of people, when I say a lot, I mean a handful of people that definitely have more information. I don't exactly know who those people are, but.
Is that better? Yeah, I see it. Choppy voice. Is that better? Thank you, Indy. Okay. So they confiscated 3 cameras that were added in the home after Sebastian went missing, which was interesting to me. One of those cameras was placed.
Is his information legit? I mean, do we know that his information is legit?
In Chris Proudfoot's daughter.
I mean, I don't know how it could be or couldn't be. I don't know how you would verify anything. Oh, she's been in the hospital 4 days, has an infection. Oh, no, you're not bothering us or anything. Tell Gwen, is she able to check her? Is she getting email? God, I'm sorry about that, man. I really think a lot of Gwen, she's been around us a long time.
Room, I believe she's 8 years old. Police confiscated those cameras with the search warrant that was executed. I don't know what evidence led them to obtain a search warrant from a judge. We know that's sealed now. Yeah, Kate, which part do you need repeated? I'm going to put the link in for Brianna. So let me just get the link for Brianna here, guys. I do want her to join. Okay, so police
Why would Chris Proudfoot share this information with him?
executed a search warrant 1 year after Sebastian went missing at the residence.
I want to get in contact with this guy. I want to talk to him because there's some things that I want to talk to him about.
They confiscated electronics. They confiscated 3 cameras that were added after Sebastian went missing. So 3 cameras were added inside the home after he went missing, and police felt the need and had a warrant to seize those devices.
Hey, Randy, can you send me an email to labratarmy@gmail.com and keep me on that list? I would like to know how she's doing. And will you please let her know that I'm thinking of her because I truly adore her. I think she's wonderful. And, so, and I know that everybody here as well feels the same.
Cameras was inside the daughter's room. I don't know. I sort of ran this by Eva when we were talking and said, is that normal? Is it not normal? It depends on your parenting style. So I don't want to judge that, right? Some parents want to keep an eye on their kids, and that's interesting.
Awesome.
It's also interesting because I don't know. I asked his dad, like, do you trust Katie? And his response was, I trust her with my 8-year-old daughter, right? But then the fact that they had to put a camera in the room just sort of struck me as odd. So that was the first piece. The link should be there for Lady Justice when she joins. I should see her. Hey, there you are. Okay, let me put you on the screen here.
Not my face, please.
Oh, you could turn off your video before I put you up here. But actually, no, I think folks can hear you. I don't even need to put you on the screen. Can everybody hear Lady Justice? Wait a second for the chat to respond. Go ahead and say something. Yeah, they're saying yes, so they can hear you. How are you, Lady Justice? What do you want me to call you? Lady Justice, Brianna, what do you want me to call you?
Brianna works because I was getting some really ugly comments about Lady Justice. So I'm assuming there's another one running around.
Okay. So, Brianna, is this new information to you? Did you know this?
It actually went.
Do I know Lady Justice? This isn't Lady Freedom, is it? I don't think this is.
Choppy. I missed it. And I was trying to figure out how to get on here.
Okay. I'm tweeting it now. I tweeted it now too. So I will read you the tweet. Hopefully, if it gets choppy again, let me know. This is a new setup. But roughly 1 year after Sebastian Rogers went missing, law enforcement descended on his residence and executed a search warrant. This is 1 year after he went missing, seizing multiple electronic devices, including 3 cameras that had been installed after his disappearance. That was the information that he was.
Okay, so I don't know this lady. I'm just because there's a lot of same sort of usernames.
Guarding and did not want disclosed, one of 3. But I want to take a moment for everyone to process that, think about it, and let you comment on it.
That's that's crazy. The fact that they took footage after the fact of him going missing makes me wonder what they wanted to know that was going on in that house afterwards.
Yeah,
For sure.
Well, the cameras imply that, right? Because those cameras pick up everything. So confiscating the cameras, they obviously took more than that, right? But he seemed to mention those cameras at least 2 or 3 times while we were in the truck. And it seems important, right? When someone is telling you that they trust their partner, You know, and maybe it could be for other reasons. I don't know.
Yeah, so I don't know anything about the search warrant, but he talked about that Katie was brought in for questioning. Is that correct? Is that what he said? Without Chris Proudfoot? Is that what he was? Is that he mentioned that?
Never put cameras in my children's room growing up. Baby monitors ended when they were babies, right? So I don't know. It's sort of, it's up to the parent, I guess.
Right. But that meant, you did say they collected ones they installed after he went missing, correct?
After. These 3 cameras were added after Sebastian went missing. And then when police hit the house with a search warrant, and again, let's think about the search warrant, right?
But CP wasn't there, correct? I mean, is that what was said? I just want to make sure that, so he's claiming that Katie was brought into the station under the guise of they just wanted to talk to her, and then then we don't know if she took a polygraph. Okay, well, let me just listen a little more before I.
Right, a judge needs to sign off with probable cause. That probable cause document is sealed, as I know it. I reached out to him, said, "Can you pull the?"
This is this. I'll tell you this, since he's talking about this is the same information that I received a long time ago, from a very good source, a great source actually. So, that Katie was brought in, and that Chris shut down the interview, and then they lawyered up, or that that they stopped talking to investigators at that point. And beyond that, I don't know, but that was information that was being passed around. And I actually asked Chris Proudfoot about it when it happened, or I asked him, and he said that it was misrepresented, that that's not exactly what happened. So take that for what you will. It sounds like he got the same information out of Chris Proudfoot that I got out of somebody else. So that kind of, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying that that's 100% right, but that's the same information that I did receive.
Probable cause document, and they said it's sealed. Their attorney tried.
I don't know anything about the search warrant. I know nothing about that.
I don't know what it means. I don't know what it means, but I felt like it was important, and obviously they do too if they didn't disclose it. I reached out to TBI. TBI pointed me to Sumner. I reached out to Sumner County last night. They have not responded, but I know it's true because the neighbor that I spoke to originally, before I met Chris Proudfoot, she didn't know it was a search warrant, but she said, yeah, roughly maybe it was a year after Sebastian went missing. I saw a whole lot of cops parked out front. I don't know what they were doing, but that led me to obviously the information about the warrant. So I'll let you take the mic.
Sorry. I do remember that. But I never did hear what they obtained. And definitely not that they obtained footage from after. That's going to take me a little bit to process.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that either.
I'll go on. We'll talk about the dogs. I presume, first of all, people joining, I like to do my own independent thing on the ground. So if the information was already out there, fine. If not.
Really? Sorry.
The dog thing is interesting. I'm going to stop on the aerial footage so we can see it from the air. And here's how it was described to me. Search dogs. So first, dogs were used to pick up the scent of Sebastian, meaning we all know that they'll give him clothes, socks, right? To pick.
One thing I do, I guess, have a problem with is, well, I mean, I guess I don't really have a problem with it, but the reason that he's doing this is because he got stood up by Chris Proudfoot, but that Chris thought he was on his side or something. I don't know. I don't know what's going on exactly with their relationship or what. I have no idea.
Pick up the scent. The scent, he said, led across the street to the neighbor's house, and specifically to the playscape that they had. I guess they had a playground or like a little playscape swing set slide. I don't know. But the sniff dogs went to that area first. The canines went to that area first. If I remember correctly, he said this was in between the house of Bobby and their teens and in between 3 Muslim women who lived in the house next to them. So the canines pick up the scent, they go into the playscape, and then they take it from there. They go across the street to the creek. In the first video on the ground, you see that sort of shack there, the barn there, where it says Shackle Island. That behind there is the creek.
Is that right? Josh, you may just want to play audio. The other creators have said Nerdy doesn't want his drone footage shared. Is that
He
right?
then says that the canines continue the scent down the creek at some point, and I don't know where, but it's somewhere between the creek and Old Hickory Dam.
What do you mean? I mean, I can play the audio, but why would that? Yeah, some people, I don't know. I don't, like I said, I don't know the guy, but
Which is why I showed it.
Whatever.
It switches off to cadaver dogs. Cadaver dogs led to the dam. Now, I had a whole lot of questions for ChatGPT because I don't know if someone drowned 6 months ago, if cadaver dogs are going to pick up on that scent or not. I'm not a canine specialist. I'm just relaying what he disclosed. So again, the canines that picked up his scent went across the street first in between the 3 Muslim ladies' house and Bobby's house with the teen.
I mean, has he been striking people? Has he been striking people for reviewing this information? I mean, is that what's happening? Because that would be shitty too. If that's a fact. And Kelsey, thank you so much for gifting 5 Lab After Dark memberships. Yeah.
Teenagers.
I don't know if that's really what's happening, but I would hope not.
And took them to the creek across the street, and then dogs, both canines and cadaver dogs, then followed.
So he's telling people not to do it. Is that what he's requesting?
Followed it and stopped at Old Hickory Dam. So I thought that was interesting for a lot of reasons. I've worked water cases before, Connecticut, Riley Strain in Tennessee.
Yes, he threatened to strike anyone sharing his drone footage. But does he not? So does he care about the audio? Striking for drone. Whatever. Fuck him. I'm out of here. I'm not dealing with that shit. That's lame. You go watch it on his channel. I mean, I don't know why people do that. I don't know why people get involved. I don't want my drone footage shared. What the whatever, dude. What a stupid thing. I don't think the audio is an issue. Well, I mean, it's kind of an issue. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, here, let me see what he's saying. So, why was he worried about the drone footage? That's my question. I'm trying to see here. I don't know. I'm looking, but I don't see it. I'm looking here and I don't know. It's yeah, I don't see it. Well, he's got a lot of posts. So he said, according to Chris Proudfoot, heading to Philly, receipts. Bum, ba, ba. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see it. You sent X. All right, give me a second here. Copyright ownership. As the person who recorded the drone footage, you automatically owe the copyright, assuming it wasn't recorded as work for hire by someone else using your drones. You don't need to register for owner. 2, when it's not fair use. It's not fair use if they use your footage in full or substantial parts without transformation. They monetize it or use it to drive traffic to their channel. I don't even know that. I mean, I don't know what that means. What is that? What does he mean by that? Like if somebody's just playing it like nonstop, then okay. I mean, I guess that's fine, but yeah. So what it says here is, if you notice any YouTube creator using my content or drone footage, please send me a DM so we can submit the URLs to YouTube for copyright takedowns. Thank you. Then somebody told him that it was covered under fair use. And then he goes on to say, as a person who recorded the drone footage, you automatically own the copyright. You don't need to register it for ownership. Well, whoever said that to me, thank you. I appreciate it. I don't know. I mean, it sounds like he doesn't want people using his stuff, and I'm fine with that. But I will say, that the whole thing about the interrogation is on par with what I heard, and who knows? It sounds like his information is pretty accurate for the most part. I don't know anything about the warrants or anything like that. And if he's saying that Chris Proudfoot came out and denied that he said this stuff. Yeah, even if you give him credit though, like he may not care. So it's really not that big of a deal. Okay, so Chris Proudfoot hasn't came out. So not today, Satan. You believe that this is the information that he's dropped is correct. Is that what you're telling me? Because I mean, I kind of do too. Some of it, I can't say for everything, but none of this shit, like none of the shady shit, is new to me. I was number 2 on this case. Trevor and I were the ones that really got it out there. To be honest with you, we started this whole thing, and oh, did he secretly record him? Is that what happened? I believe what he is saying is what he was told by CP, which are lies. Well, I can tell you that the thing about Katie lawyering up is the same exact information that I received many moons ago. And so, and I did not get that from Chris Proudfoot. I'm not questioning the legality of it. It's more of a, I guess it's more of a moral issue, not a legal issue. No, CP has a recorder in his radar detector. Why does he have a radar detector? Why would anybody have a radar detector? Thank you, Kerry. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you to say. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Look, if somebody's that anal about their, can you see? Look, who's that? Which one's? That's Macho. Can you see him? He's chilling. I don't really care. If you're party to the conversation, or if you have permission, just one person in the conversation. Yeah, I mean, I know that. But and it's, I don't know if I agree with the law or not. It's kind of sketch. It's kind of a sketchy law, don't you think? But whatever. I mean, yeah, I'm not trying. I don't want to step on his toes. If that's what he wants to do with it's his stuff. It's not mine, so, I just don't fool with it. Like, if it's not worth it, I don't really care about getting struck. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. But I didn't play hardly any of it, and I was also giving commentary, but I don't really worry about that stuff either. If that's what he wants to do with his stuff, he's fine to do it. Who looks like Batman? Well, that's sort of, this is the problem. I get asked all the time, and I get clipped all the time. My Summer Wells stuff is constantly clipped and rehashed and put on other people's channel, and some give credit and some don't. But I got to tell you, I have said this from day one, that all of that is available to people to use. Anybody. Now, the one thing I don't like is when somebody just takes something from your channel, clips it, and then just puts it up without any context, and especially if it's like you just come off a live and they do it. I got a problem with that, but I do not have a problem with letting people use the information. Because I don't own the case. I don't own any cases. Any conversation that I have with somebody that's a part of the case is, to me, public information. And some people ask and some people don't. But I'm saying I don't care if somebody's using my stuff from, a year ago or 6 months ago or 2 weeks ago. I don't care about that. I don't like people that when they stream snipe, and I don't like when they just take like a little portion of something when you just finished it and upload it on their channel with zero commentary. Yeah, do not cover my logo. I will strike for that. Because I think that is at minimum yeah, okay, great, whatever. Well, good, great, awesome. I agree. I think that I don't know, man. That's why I don't fuck with these people like that. It is. It's so shitty. I guess it's free advertising, but it's also, I think it's also proper, because it's not like you write a movie and then you own the rights to the movie and anything, it can't be disseminated. We're talking about missing children. And if people I flew that drone, like that's too much to me, but to each their own, I flew the drone. Good for you. But I hate that shit. So I won't review him. But I will say that he did receive some of the same information that I received. And that in and of itself was interesting to me. So who knows? Who cares? We'll see what happens. I hope it brings Sebastian home, but not the way that people, it's almost like some people just like do not want, they're so worried about being wrong about the case that it almost seems like that foregoes everything. Like the red flags that are in the way, or the things that people would rather, at least that's how I feel about it, that people would rather be right with no solution or no bookend than be wrong and a child comes home. That's just my take on it. I'm not even going to fool with it, to be honest. It sounds like he doesn't want his stuff played. And I'm not going to do it. It's up to... I'm just not going to do it. It's just not. I don't know. It sounds like the message, that the way that I interpreted this, and by the way, I have no problem with the guy. I don't even know him. Never spoken to him a day in my life. But the way that I interpret this, as the person who recorded the drone footage, you automatically own work for hire. You don't need to register. Yeah, he's not. They use footage or full. Yeah, it seems like he doesn't want anybody touching his stuff, so whatever. So whatever, bro. I don't care. It seems like it. Look, like I said, I don't know, man. It's just, I don't know what's so spectacular. It's nice footage. It's great. The drone footage is phenomenal. It looks fantastic. It's a 4K or a 5K drone. That's awesome. I love that. However, it's really how valuable is it? Yeah. Well, the drone. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I will corroborate something that he did say. So, that's what I heard as well. Doesn't make it true, but I do trust the source, and I wasn't going to publicly talk about it at all. Dude, we need to get Steven's drone footage. And you can always submit like a counterclaim and get it knocked off or whatever, but I just, who wants to deal with it? Who wants to go through the hassle of that? I don't. For some drone footage that I don't give a shit about. I was kind of curious to hear what he said, but other than that, I mean, it's not that pertinent to me. All right. Anyway, guys, I've been here, well, sort of 2 hours. There was a nice little 10-minute break there where I thought that the show had ended. It did not, but it is ending now. I appreciate you guys being here. I'll be back tomorrow. And I think we will a new video drop in the morning. Another what is that? Another reaction video will drop in the morning. So be looking for that. Make sure to turn on your notifications, please. Please.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lab After Dark.
Thank you for saying that my hair looks nice. I appreciate that. There's a funny YouTube short of boots on the ground. Not today, Satan. Hola, Josh. ¿Cómo está? Bien, ¿y tú? Like, share, and subscribe. Don't cover my logo. Night, Grammy. It's good to see you. Gabby. Gutter Snipe, I hope you feel better. Gwen, if you're out there, get to hear this. We love you. Can't wait for you to come back. But I hope you get home soon. Jonesin does allow people to use her stuff. Jonesin is very, she is very in tune with the reviews. Most everybody is fine with it. Most. How'd you like the shades? Yeah, I need it. These just real. I got two pairs. Not two pairs. I believe 2 pair of glasses. So I like the Harry Potters. They're nice. They make my eyes feel good. I don't have to go like You don't see me like squinting as much, but I do squint a lot. Have you noticed? I'm going to be 40. 40 years old. 40. I look smarter. I'm not, though. Years old. Oh, I was going to tell you guys, and I don't know when the next time it'll come up. I'm not really sure the next time it'll come up, but do you remember when we were watching T-Rev and he had his back to the camera and he was like kind of hunched up and sort of bent over like a hunchback? Does anybody remember that? Said he looked like a wisdom tooth. Yeah, he was scratching his balls. I came up with a nickname for him. In the middle of the night, it just came to me. He looked like he was scratching his balls, yeah. But I came up with it, where the Wimbledon. It's good to see you, by the way. This is mean, but I'm going to say it anyway. The Hunchback of Tooth Decay.
Right.
Well, you opened that Pandora's door.
I have issues. He scratches a lot. Yeah, he does. It's gross. I'm hungry.
I was actually just sitting down to
I know it's a bad one.
Or whatever, you know.
The Hunchback of Tooth Decay. He probably does have crabs. Mental issues.
What's the point in causing these rough
Dude looks like a lady, da da da. Dude looks like a lady, da da. Dude looks like a lady.
Straight to the dome and straight to the throat.